everybody, welcome back. Paws up. Today we're going to be doing a recipe for homemade chicken jerky for your dogs. Yum! Let's get started. Alright, well with the chicken jerky, it's pretty easy and straightforward. I've gone ahead and cut up a bunch of chicken into little fine strips, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how we do that. And I'm going to make it two different ways. I'm going to make plain, and then I'm also going to do a flavored one. And I'll do a flavored one with some low sodium soy sauce, and then just some ground up ginger, and we'll sprinkle that on it as well. But you want to make sure you clean and you prep them, so it's always got kind of like that little bit of a the fat and skin still on it there. I just kind of go through that. You want to get as much of that gook off as possible. And a lot of times, unless there's a cartilage in there, I'll just save all this fat stuff and I'll put it into a bag, you throw it in my freezer, and incorporate that into a meal later on. So you're not actually really losing anything. For the food, they would like that that fat content and stuff, but for the jerky, you just want it as lean as you can get it. So I kind of just use my knuckle on my thumb to brace my knife against, just to try to give a little resistance there. And you just want them even at like 1/4 of an inch. That would probably be too thick, so you want them really thin. This will be your most time-consuming thing, is getting your pieces nice and thin. Some of the tools that will help you in the kitchen make this particular treat a lot easier would be like a meat slicer. So this way you can get nice, paper thin, uniformed pieces. When you're doing it by hand, you're gonna end up with some thicker pieces, some thinner pieces. Do yourself a favor, and if you're noticing that you got a lot of extra ones that are a lot thicker than the others, try to do it in 2 pans. Do your thinner ones in one, your thicker ones in the other, because those thicker ones will have to stay in the oven longer. You can also use a food dehydrator if you have one of those. Today we'll be doing it in the oven. I think it works a little bit quicker for me, but you use whatever you have. Another thing that will help you from that chicken moving all over the place and kind of struggling with it is you can stick your chicken breasts or whatever meat it is you're trying to make a jerky for your dogs with, stick it in the freezer for just about an hour. It'll get firm, but it won't be completely frozen solid because it wants to roll on you. After they are, fully dehydrated and stuff, they will have a good shelf life of a couple of weeks, as long as they're in like an airtight container, whether it's like you're in a Ziploc kept on the counter for the dog, or if you have a little Tupperware type container, one of those plastic food storage containers. You can leave that on the counter for, probably up to about 2 weeks. I tend to leave the bulk of mine in the freezer, also in an airtight container, and then I just take out small amounts at a time. All right, so we've got it all sliced up. So again, it's just a low sodium soy sauce. You only need a little bit. You don't want it super coated. And I will add some ginger in with the soy right off the bat, and then I will go ahead and sprinkle it again. So we'll just incorporate that ginger into the low sodium soy sauce. And we'll go ahead and add our chicken in there and just kind of give it a swirl around for light coating. It will make it where these come out darker when they're cooked. We're gonna get these trayed up, and we'll show you that. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of extra ginger onto the ones that have the soy and ginger flavoring. These ones I don't mind sharing with Beryl. I think the other ones are a little too plain for my taste, but I will share these ones with him. And so 2 plain and 1 with the flavoring. And my oven is set to 180. And being that these are a little on the thicker side, I will probably have a cook time of about, I'm guessing about 3 to 3.5 hours. I'll check them at the 3-hour mark, because I know I did cut them a little on the thick side and I didn't pound them out at all. So I will check them at 3 hours, and then I'll just keep going, you know, every 30 minutes after that as needed. Probably take off some that are already thin enough that are cooked, and then consolidate my pans for the thicker ones. One little tip also is when you are seeing that they're not fully done yet after that first 3 hours, flip each one. It'll be cool enough that you can touch it by hand. You won't burn yourself. It is 180 degrees, but you take it out really quick and you just, you know, do a quick little flip. It'll be pretty easy. Or use a fork, tongs, you know, whatever you're most comfortable with. By all means, I'm not saying you have to use your fingers, but go ahead and flip them, and you'll notice that the meat on the underside is still what's raw, and that's because it hasn't had the air get to it. It has had the gentle heat, but not the air. So the more often you flip your meat after that first 3 hours will help you speed up the additional cooking time needed for your thicker pieces. So we'll just let that cook, do its thing, and then we'll come back when they're all done. So this is the finished product. We have the plain on this side, and then there's the flavored on this side, which is also just the soy and the ginger. And see how remember how I was saying you're still gonna see the ginger on there? You know, it'll be cooked on there because it got wet and then dried, so it will be, you know, it's pretty steadfast onto the meat. It's not like you're gonna have a big, huge powdery mess eating it or anything like that, or worrying about it getting it onto your floor or anything like that if the dogs are eating it. So they do totally enjoy it. You've got your, again, just the plain ones and the other, and see how it kind of becomes like a yellowy color, and this is a little softer. This is where kind of where Beryl really loves it, like this. It'll break up pretty easy, and you'll know when it's done because it'll sort of have a little bit of a translucence to it, and it'll still be fully hard. You won't see any white left. This white right here is just from the moisture that was in the meat and that cooked. Make sure you have your baking sheets lined with parchment paper. During the cooking process, that parchment paper that you lined your sheets with will kind of ripple a little bit, and so that'll just cause pooling of the moisture, and that you'll see those little bit of ripples in the meat. And there's nothing wrong with that. That won't hurt the dog at all. We broke up, all right. You sit for Mom? That's good. Oh, you're gonna give me your paw? Keep your bum down, sit. Give me the other one. Thank you. Wait, you sit, wait. You wait. Okay. Right here. Nope, you got, nope. Silly, nope. He doesn't realize there's still one in my hand. Hey, watch, right here. There you go. There you go. Good boy. So he liked him, obviously. He's counter surfing. He knows he's not supposed to be up counter surfing, but he does anyway. I'm sure your babies will like him too. And be sure to go ahead and like and subscribe the video, and check out the links below. And thanks so much for tuning in. We sure appreciate you. See you next time. Bye. Remember, paws up.